The Bachelor franchise never disappoints in the drama department, so buckle up and get ready to go full speed ahead, because this time it's all about how they are putting their foot on the gas and gaslighting each other.
My heart's not in it anymore. My heart's out. It's out. It's done.
Clayton on the gas pedal. As he narrowed his choices down to 3 women, season 26 Clayton Echard's path to happily ever after seemed clear. He favored Susie Evans over Rachel and Gabby, but actions speak louder than words, Mr. Echard, as was seen in the mess that was his fantasy suite dates, in which he revealed to Susie that he spent the night with not just one of the other finalists, but both of them.
Both.
Susie didn't like that and said she couldn't continue the relationship. Echard got agitated with her, and that's when he began to gaslight her, saying,
I'm not trying to place any extra blame on you, but the fact of the matter is like, I don't even know who I'm looking at anymore.
And he dismissed her, walking her out to a limo. Clayton doesn't believe in gaslighting. It's clear to everyone but Clayton that what he did to Susie was gaslighting. In an interview for the Ben and Ashley Almost Famous podcast, he claims, "Gaslighting in my eyes is something where you have bad intentions. Clayton, just because you don't feel like it's gaslighting doesn't mean that it isn't." Get a grip, Greg Grippo. In season 17 of The Bachelorette, Katie Thurston was in the hot seat looking for love. The frontrunner of the group was Greg Grippo. But it wasn't during their hometown date where things really took a turn. Basically, he told her that he loved her, but she said that she wasn't going to say "I love you" until she gave out her final rose.
I was so confused.
Well, Greg didn't like that, and ultimately he decided to leave.
I'm done here.
Ahead of the finale, she shared a post about gaslighting on her Instagram stories. She claims that he talked down to her. Connor to the rescue. Katie Thurston and Greg Grippo's breakup had the internet divided about whether or not he was gaslighting her.
You say you love me, I don't think you know what love is.
And this brings us to Connor B. Throwing on a cape and coming to Greg's defense to gaslight all of us by tweeting, "There was no gaslighting in this episode. There was a fight between 2 people that you saw maybe 20% of." Great, Connor. Now all of us are questioning, did we or did we not watch Greg try and guilt Katie into saying "I love you" to him?
It makes me sick.
Bachelor in Misery. We can't talk about gaslighting and let the Brendan, Natasha, Pieper triangle slide by. The drama kicked off when Brendan kicked Natasha to the curb as soon as Pieper arrived. Brendan denied having a relationship with Pieper before the show and said it was not that serious.
You're a liar.
Okay.
When she was literally visiting him in Boston. Yet when Pieper got to the show, it became clear Brendan had downplayed their relationship, and he ditched Natasha, even calling her annoying.
I've never been so insulted in my life.
Red flags in paradise. The gaslight red flags kept flying in Bachelor in Paradise. A similar triangle happened when Chris Conran, who had become coupled up with Jessenia Cruz, quickly dumped her when Alana arrived on the beach. Though he'd stated he was there for Jessenia, Chris and Alana also had a fling prior to the show. But it seems that Chris was downplaying his relationships with both of the women, considering Jessenia and Chris were also hanging out before Paradise. In fact, Jessenia posted a Polaroid photo of herself and Chris from a San Diego group hangout prior to the show. Peter Weber hits turbulence. An unexpected turn of events during their hometown date led to a blowout fight during which Victoria gaslit Peter when he attempted to understand more about her romantic history. Here's how it went down. Victoria surprised him with an outdoor Hunter Hayes concert. But just as Peter was leaving the concert, he was approached by an ex who told him she and Victoria used to be friends.
Her name is Marissa.
She warned Peter that Victoria is known for breaking up relationships. Peter confronts her and she gets defensive, saying,
"You decided that what Marissa told you was more important than meeting my entire family."
So in this case, Peter came to Victoria with valid concerns about rumors he had heard from a trusted source, and she made him feel like the perpetrator. Young love broken. The Bachelorette season 18, Jamie Scar's relationship with Michelle Young came to a crashing halt on week 3 of The Bachelorette when his web of lies caught up with him. Michelle and another contestant, Joe, allegedly hung out prior to coming on the show. Jamie, bothered by it, pulled Michelle aside to talk about it one-on-one.
This kind of feeling that maybe you might have known Joe before here.
During their chat, Jamie said he didn't really care, but that other contestants did. But later, Michelle found out that in reality, no one was actually questioning her character but Jamie, and he was lying to her. She sent him home that night. We're just friends. The next case of gaslighting happened off camera rather than during their season. Season 25 star Matt James was accused of lying about his romantic relationship with Rachel Kirkconnell being over and downplaying the seriousness of his relationship with another woman. After the season 25 scandal, Matt and Rachel split. but they were spotted together in New York City just a few months later. Reports then started swirling that Matt had no desire to date Rachel again, but sources close to Rachel say that that couldn't be further from the truth and that Matt had been telling Rachel he wants to get back together with her. Matt allegedly paid for Rachel's ticket to visit him in New York and stay at his place, all the while spinning a different narrative that they are just friends. Liar, liar, Luke's pants are on fire. Luke P was definitely the villain of season 15 of The Bachelorette, and his laundry list of times he gaslit Hannah is long. So it all stems from the episode where Hannah and Garrett went bungee jumping with no clothes. That made Luke mad, and he even pulled out the body as a temple line to her, along with some other not so nice words to describe what she did.
I'll be honest, you're not gonna like this.
And when Hannah confronts him about it, he lies, manipulates, and tries to change the context of what he said. He also claims that she misunderstood what he was saying, putting the blame on Hannah and deflecting any responsibility for the hurtful words he said.
I wasn't even talking about the bungee jumping thing at all at that moment.
Well, you were. Yes, you were.
Who do you think is the most guilty of gaslighting? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you can keep up to date with the Things reality for all the latest reality TV news and gossip.